Hello and welcome back to the beginning understanding of Star Citizen. My name is Pike Hiker. So let's get started on this video. We are still in our beginning understanding of Star Citizen. We are now in chapter 4 and we're going to talk about finding our way around some more and inventory and shopping. So we're still on the interacting with our environment kind of section of the series. So let's get started. We're going to go ahead and try and look around here, see if we can find our way to the shopping area. Now, there's not a lot of clues sometimes. Like I said before, sometimes you just got to kind of wander around and learn your way around, which I have done previously. So you will do this on your own. But we can see that over there is the Metro Center. And then down here it looks like that's the workers district, and we may be able to get some food and beverage there, some tools. So let's go that direction. Just gonna kind of wander here. These people wearing these plastic bags just kind of are. That's just scary looking, dude. Freaking me out. All right, continuing on. All right, let's see where we're at here. Looks like Maria Pure of Heart emergency room, so I'm going to guess that's some kind of a hospital. Good. We don't need that quite yet. Let's come over here. Let's see. Leviton Station, Tammany and Sons. Looks like it's to the left. Over here looks like there's a bar. Reclamation and disposal. Let's go down here. Let's go left. All right, and let's see what we got here. Straight ahead, looks like the Central Line, Leveston Station or Leavesden Station. There's the bar again, and all right, it looks like food. And let's see what we got here. Okay, so as you're going around the verse, remember we talked about you have to have some food that you have to worry about. You have to worry about your thirst and getting hydrated. And this is a location where we can take care of that. And you'll learn this as you play the game. We're just going to come up here. We're going to hold down the F key and see if we get some interactive. We do. We see some interaction here. So let's just do a more info. And that's going to tell you a little bit about what it is, the transaction cost, what it is, and this is hydration. So we're going to think it's water. First one is water-rich asteroids. This crystalline pure water contains naturally occurring minerals for a smooth, refreshing taste that makes a perfect choice for all of your hydration needs. All right. Thank you for that advertisement. And let's see what we got here. We got fizz. There's more info. Okay, refreshing burst of fizzy triple berry flavor. Awesome. That's also 3 UEC and an AGI of 16. That seems for the money that the water is a better bet. Alright, so let's do more info. And transaction cost 3. I would purchase this, but I already know right now I don't need any water. But if I needed water, I could purchase this, and I don't. So, what we can do, though, is we can save some water. So if we know we're going to be going out on a long mission, we can purchase water and kind of store some of it in our backpack. Right now, though, I am only wearing my undersuit, and my undersuit does not allow me to carry anything. So I can't store anything because I have no storage ability. Space suits normally have at least some type of storage, and depending on the spacesuit that you're wearing, that will control how much storage we have. So let's go ahead and put on our spacesuit. So I'm going to bring up my Mobi-Glass, and that was F1. I'm going to go to myself. I'm going to come here to my armor. I'm going to put on my core, my legs. All right, and let's go ahead and change our helmet to from unequip. All right, so we're going to save the changes there. I don't really want my helmet on right now. So we're going to do save changes in equip. We're going to wait a little bit and see if it takes it. All right, it took it and it brought us back to an empty mobiGlas. So we're just going to press F1 to get out of the mobiGlas. Now we're going to come over here to the bottle of water and let's see if we can purchase a bottle of water now. We're going to do more info. We're going to do confirm purchase. Okay, completed the purchase. Should reach out, grab a bottle, throw it up in front of us. I'm going to hold down the F key while looking at the bottle. And I have the option to carry, drop, place, stow, or drink. Okay, I'm going to stow it for later use because I'm not thirsty right now. Right, so we stowed that bottle of water. We're going to give it a second to stow, and then we're going to go into our personal inventory. And to get into the personal inventory, that is the letter I on the keyboard. I is for inventory. So now we're in our inventory, and you can see we get a interactive menu just like we did before, and right now we can see that there's a bottle of water on there. Okay, so we have successfully stored a bottle of water in our inventory, and if we had food, we could store food in our inventory, and we'll try and find some food here in a little bit. But right now, if I were to right click on this, I could see now that I get an option to carry, inspect, or drink the item. And I don't want to do any of those, so I'm just going to do back. And we're just going to leave it in our inventory for later on. If we get low on hydration, we have a bottle of water that we can use from our inventory. Okay? So while we're here, let's go ahead and do F and right click. And as you can see, like it just showed up a second ago, this is our interactive menu. We can see we have a lot more options than we did in the previous video, and we now can see that there's some favorites that are listed. Dancing, at ease, helmet equip, wave, some actions that we can do, and our personal inventory. So we can also get to the personal inventory here, or we can just use the letter I on the keyboard, and that also jumps us into our personal inventory. Under actions now, we have a lot more actions available. So if we left click on that, we'll see that we have player actions, item actions, weapon selection, and mobiGlas. Okay, so we can pop up the mobiGlas, but we already know that F1 takes care of that for us. So let's just look at our player. So player actions, we can force a respawn, which would be the backspace, or we can use an emote. So let's look at the emotes real quick. And here we go. We've got the selection menu with a bunch of emotes that we could use. And looks like we got more than one. So we got 5 pages of emotes. Okay, and if you were to select an emote and use it, so let's just do whistle. Okay, and it just does a whistle. Our character did an emote whistle. And now if I were to do F and right click, I will see that whistle is now on my favorites because as I just used it. Okay, and then it would clear off the favorites. All right, we could assign a shortcut key to it if we wanted to by right clicking on, let's say, at ease, and then we can do a rebinding, or we can pin it to the favorites. Okay, if you don't pin it to your favorite, then it's going to move off the screen as you do more actions. That's just going to like scroll through the screen. Whistle would move up here, and then a whistle would move off, or the opposite direction. One of them is going to drop off unless you actually hold it as a favorite. Rebinding would allow you to assign a keyboard key to it, as long as that keyboard key is not being used. You have to be careful that you don't take a key that's being used for something else and rebind it to at ease. So you would have to go through your key bindings and see what keys are available, and then you could rebind it. Okay, that's about it for that for right now. All right, so this is Tammany & Sons. So this is a store. So throughout the Stanton solar system, you're going to find stores. Each planet will have stores. You will also find stores on the space stations. Not all, but most space stations will have stores. Not all stores are available at every location. The inventory that's at a store may not necessarily be at that same store at every location. So trying to find inventory if you're looking for a particular thing can be a little bit difficult. And you will just have to know, like, if you're looking for a particular type of weapon, you're probably going to have to use some websites to try and find out where that weapon might be. Or if you can remember, if you got a good memory, if you buy a weapon and you buy ammo for it, and for something happens, like you're holding that weapon, when you die, you will lose that weapon. Then you have to go back and remember where you purchased that weapon and head back to that location. And that could take quite a while just to head back somewhere to pick up a weapon. Okay, so just be aware that inventory, and also be aware that this is an alpha. Inventory may disappear from your inventory randomly, so don't get too emotionally attached like those two people have gotten emotionally attached, it looks like. Don't get emotionally attached to your inventory. All right, so let's go in here to Tammany and Sons and talk a little bit about interacting inside a store. So in most stores, when you walk in somewhere, there will be a kiosk, and you can interact and purchase things in the stores through the kiosk and get a good description. So we're just going to left click and use this. All right, so this is what is available for purchase from Tammany and Sons at this particular location in Lorville. We could buy some mining laser heads for our ship. We can buy clothing. We can buy shirts, jackets, pants. Okay, so we can just look at the different items here. If I select something, I'll see an overview of what it is and a description of what it is. We can buy undersuits, different colors, different types. We can buy weapons, attachments, and weapons themselves. Not a big selection here. You can buy a combat knife, a grenade, a pink flare, the utility tool, which is good. That's one thing you'll probably want to buy at some point. And a salvo frag pistol. Okay, we can also buy armor. We can buy different helmets, and if you click on armor, for example, we'll just click on this gray-green helmet. Over here on the right, you're going to see the damage reduction that that armor does for you. So reduction of 20% for this particular helmet. And the temperature rating for this helmet, whether it's safe to use, and from minus 38 to 68 degrees Celsius. So if you're on a planet that is hotter than 68 degrees Celsius or colder than minus 38, this helmet's not going to be much use to you. Okay, you're not going to get a lot of protection from it. You will get some protection from it, but it's not going to be much. All right, so different pieces of armor that you select will have temperature ratings. So if we scroll down and we look at the Baylor, so you can see the Baylor's temperature rating is good from minus 75 to 105. And so that's a little bit better, but it's also a little more expensive. Okay, let's look at torso, and we'll see that the core for the heavy armor here, you get 40% damage reduction. And this is also 75 to 105. So you could use this, and if you bought all of the pieces for this armor and the Baylor helmet, you would be good for 75 through 105. If you were to buy this armor and wear the Argus helmet, then you would only be good for 38, minus 38 to 68 above, okay? Because this is all the protection that supplies. Okay, even though your suit provides more protection, the minimal protection that you're getting here is now at your helmet, and that's the protection you would get when you're out in the system, whatever the lowest piece is. So just take that into consideration. You may have a favorite helmet that you think looks good, but it may not necessarily be the best protection for when you're off-world. Okay, so this is one way that we can purchase equipment, and another way that we can purchase equipment is we can walk directly up to an item. All right, so let's just say these jackets, we're going to hold down the F, and you can see, or these are pants, excuse me. The guy behind the counter just yelled at us. And I can get information about that item and how much it cost. The other thing I can do in this way is I can try it on, which is not something you can do at the kiosk. At the kiosk, you can't try anything on, but here you can try on. All right, so we're just going to rotate it around, and you can see the mobiGlas there on my wrist. And once we want to get out, we're just going to hit E to exit out, and that'll get rid of the preview. So we can pretty much preview anything that's out on the rack. All right, so this is a good starter outfit if you were wanting to do some like mining and some hand mining on some of the planets. This is a good outfit because it has the rucksack on the back. Again, most all of the suits will have some storage capability, but minimal. And if you get a suit with like a rucksack, like that suit or that suit, this suit would hold more than this suit. But it's also probably going to be a lot more expensive to get that suit than it would be to get this suit. So starter, if you want to get into some mining and you are low on funds, you can try and get enough funds to buy this rucksack core at 3,100, as opposed to this one at 10,330 UECs to get that armor. Okay, but again, you could carry a lot more, and the rating on this is probably much greater. So if I click on buy, okay, I'm not actually buying it. I am still bringing it up, and I can see that it's from minus 75 to 225 degrees. So that is like probably one of the best suits you're going to be able to get as far as protection from temperature. It's also heavy, and it's also telling you what its carry capacity is 130K SP. And let's look at this other suit and say buy. Carry capacity is 60. Okay, so about half of what the other one is, and the damage reduction here would only be 20, and it doesn't even get into what kind of protection it applies. So probably not going to be a lot of protection there. Okay, but it is good for if you want to do some mining, because if you're going to go do hand mining, you need to have some place to store the gems when you or the material that you collect, and you need a rucksack to be able to do that. All right, so at minimum you would need a suit like this, and you can get it at Tammany and Sons at Lorville on the Hurston. All right, so that's about it for this video. This is probably going to be one of the shorter videos, and in the next video we're going to work our way over to the spaceport and get started on the kiosk at the spaceport, what's available at the spaceport, and get ready to start flying and get a ship ready to go and talk about all that kind of cool stuff. So till the next time, bye-bye.